Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode here on the Hermitpack modded Minecraft 1.10 server. Oh, it's good to be on here. Ooh, and that tree behind me just grew. You'll notice this area is a little bit different. I've been doing some cleaning up. We had a temporary building in the middle that's gone. We had all of our quark stuff over here, and I've now been doing a little bit of tree farming as well. Check out this thing. I need to find out what that is. Pretty fun. Just run up to it and go way up into the sky. Boom! On top of the trees. Excellent. Yes, so I've been doing some tree farming. I'll tidy that up. And this area is a little bit plain, you know. Over time, what we'll probably do is have some paths, grass, some flower beds, and all sorts of cool things connecting everyone's houses up together. But yeah, it looks real good. Anyway, let's head inside because I've been doing some cleaning up in here as well. There are no junk chests flying around, with the exception of this one, which is guarded by a couple of wolves. No idea whose wolves these are. They've just been sitting here looking at me over and over again with that cute face. Do you know what it is? It's the offhand again, just like on vanilla with the golden carrots. They're staring at the cooked mutton. They like it. Anyway, in here we have some obsidian sharpening kits and some flint. We tried to upgrade our tools in a previous episode, and many of you commented, letting me know the error of my ways, which was such a silly one. We need to put the flint in here as well, and now we can upgrade it to fortified obsidian. Where's the mining level written? There's so much information there. Mining level cobalt. Excellent. And it makes the pick look a little bit prettier as well. Let's do it to this one, and we'll be able to mine cobalt with that, which means later on we'll be taking a trip to the Nether to get us some of the cobalt ore. And apparently I say cobalt wrong. It's got to be cobalt or cobalt. And I think what I might do is say cobalt when I say it kind of Englishly. Anyway, I've probably butchered that again, haven't I? Hey, this place is looking different. Let's talk about something else now. The ceiling's done. Just a tiny bit of detail up there. It's still a little bit too high, but I think that looks pretty cool. And this place, look, I've organised it. It's been expanded a little bit. We've got signs saying what's going on here. So I've been trying to organise my items, which is kind of difficult when there's so many more than usual and lots of stuff from modded. So food and natural, all sorts of things in there. Other things, mob drops. You know, I've done my best over here, and I've also been upgrading these storage systems again. I think last time we recorded a video, I had 6 wood chests, and I've just put them all down to 1. And yes, it's not a chest, but that's what I'm calling it. 1 for redstone, 1 for building blocks. Over here we've got some rare drops. I haven't decided what's going to go in the other 2, or what block I could use above here to represent the rare drops. So this is the sort of thing, all these crazy items that we find that I don't really know quite what they're about. They're going to go into that one there. And I've also upgraded these as well, so you will see that we can store 200 stacks of items in here, which is pretty cool, right? And I've also thrown down these things, which are storage crates. This one is a small one, in air quotes there, because it holds a lot of items, and it's pretty easy to craft, which is nice. So I've made 4 of them. This one's for cobble, that one's for netherrack, and unfortunately Biffa is burned to death. That could be very bad if he's in the nether. So with these 2, basically we're not loading them all into here, but this thing can now store 200 stacks, and that's because I've been doing some upgrading. And I discovered something interesting while I was doing that. We can take this out of here, all our items disappear, no worries, they're now in our inventory. And if we go into this one and drop it in here, they now reappear. This is portable storage. It's literally like all of the items are stored in here, and that's the interface. So we could then walk off to some other part of the world, plop down one of those, and then put all of our items back in. So if we upgrade this, it's like more portable storage. And what's really cool is you can upgrade it like this. We've got all of our items in there, and it will remember them all when we do the crafting recipe and upgrade, which is really, really smart. So we go back into here, plop that in there, and we've got all of our items back, but we can also put a lot more in here as well. So that's really interesting. The mod itself has some stuff that I think helps you with portable storage, but it's nice to know that we could put loads of items into these chests, and then let's say we want to move somewhere else. All we got to do is pick out the cards from a handful of these, and then we can move all our items. Anyway, heading down here, you will notice this place looks a little bit different. That's because we have refined the whole concept here and made it so much better. Check it out. That's like evidence that this works. We're going to be able to farm things very, very easily from this point out. The Torturino is going to be extremely useful, but this block right here, which I cannot remember the name of, is extremely useful. We have removed all of the redstone, and we're down to 1 block on the Torturino to do this. So there is a feature in Quark, which I missed actually. You can right click on a plant, and as you saw right there, it doesn't like remove the basic level of it, the seeds, as if they were planted. so it just regrows it. And that's because the Torturino is on. We can actually turn that off by powering it. So now when we right click, you'll see the seeds down at the bottom. Let's do it for that one as well. And then let's turn the Torturino back on, and both of them will grow, which is pretty cool. Now at the moment, this thing has actually stopped working, and I'm not sure why, because it's set up to always be on. So I'm going to play around with this a bit and try and remember the name of it as well. Oh, there it is. Excellent. Scouter to the rescue. He pointed out that my claimed chunks, which we had done over here, would interfere with this and stop it from working. And that explains everything. Look at that. It's beautiful. And then if we want it to stop, we can just turn that off, and it will still run naturally as well. So we could always tie this up to some redstone that points into it. So this thing was all boxed up a moment ago, which is because we want the hoppers down below to collect all of the items, which it's been doing just fine. But now we need to sort of redesign this, make it a lot better, and perhaps move away from using regular hoppers and regular storage as well. So we're going to get an insane amount of these items. But the really cool thing is, of course, with something like wheat, we are basically farming blocks, as we can use this to create thatch, which is going to be very nice for a roof of a build I am considering building at the moment. Look at that gorgeous block right there. And it's called a mechanical user. I've typed in the name here. Let's check out the crafting recipe. So this thing, I'm pretty sure I got when mining, but I couldn't tell you exactly where it came from. You can also craft it with a whole bunch of stuff right there. So if you've got an ender pearl and some redstone, all of that should be doable. It also has a whole bunch of options for powering it as well. You've got always on, which is how it is right now, so it's always going to be right clicking. There are speed upgrades, but it seems to be pretty much perfect for this job. You can make it activate when redstone is on, so if we powered it, it would turn on. You can make it so redstone powering it would turn it off, and you can even make it work on a pulse, which is pretty cool. So a very flexible block, and one that's very useful. My buddy Iskau is here to do a trade. We're going to be giving... Oh yeah, that. Yes, need to sort that out. We're going to be giving him a whole bunch of basalts. He's going to take all of this off of my hands. I don't need it. He'll make good use of it for his base. And he chucked me some things there. Did you see them? So this is for something we're going to use when revamping our farm, and we need it to craft a vacuum chest. But I asked for a pulsating crystal. I got pulsating iron. But this actually means that I can make a lot of these, because this will break down into ingots, and then we use the ingots with the diamond to make the pulsating crystal. Pretty cool, right? Also, I've got a chest hooked up to some chickens over here. Part of Cork is that they shed feathers as well, so we've got a feather farm sorted out. Actually, it means we get one more. Basically, we can make 10. But anyway, there's our 9 pulsating crystals. This is all from Ender.io, and that's the crafting recipe to make a vacuum chest, which I believe is going to be very useful as we redesign our farms. Alright, so this bit here is 2 blocks wide, and I'd envisioned something 3 blocks wide, because I want to put our farms below us. So what we have here is like a intersection, and not finished, definitely not finished, but what I'm thinking is that we're going to have these beams, like you can see up the top here, going across, and we're going to have quite an open feel around it. So I want to sort of fill up these walls with stone, which I've got some of in my inventory, and sort of build it up a little bit so it comes up like this and goes back and sort of looks like a natural cave formation. And then this is sort of attached to all of that, right? I don't know. I think we can make it look interesting, and we definitely need more detail and something to go in this room as well. But the intersections can go in 2 directions then, and now they can become 3 wide, which is pretty cool. And this is where we're going to put our farms. We're going to have a little space in between each one, and it's going to be a like 3x3 farm underground. And this is the first one right here, and I've got a really good design for it until I realized a problem with it just a moment ago. So we're going to pop our heads down below. Part of this is to make it look nice and neat as well, so you can see it's laid out in a 3x3 area. That means we can put in 9 different types of crop down here, and these things are going to automatically harvest them. The Torturino is going to make the stuff grow, and that right there is a vacuum chest. This thing is extremely powerful. Now my thoughts a moment ago, and this is where the problem is that we could power it with redstone from down below, and we could make it so that when this block is powered, it turns off, and that in turn turns off the Torturino as well. Then we can wire that up with some redstone, have a control switch up top, and turn the farm on and off. The problem is we also need to get items out of the vacuum chest, and the way to do that would be with some sort of connection directly below it, and I don't think it'll be possible to have both redstone and that. So we might run into a little bit of difficulty there, but we're aiming for a nice and clean design like this. But let's check out the vacuum chest. This is what we crafted a moment ago. If we plop this thing down on the ground, it's pretty powerful. By default, it's already active. As you can see, I break the blocks and they go straight into the vacuum chest. So it's like a magical hopper. Now you can also set it up to show the range. It starts off with a bit of an animation, but it makes a ginormous block around it in the direction right here. How big can this thing go? 6 is the maximum, and then we see it creep towards us. Its height as well, so it'll be 2 blocks up, then that'll be 1 block up. I think that's what we got it set to down there. Just 1 block of range, so it gets all the ones directly around it. Very cool block, I really do like it. And I think we might have to rearrange it down below though. Like I said, we want to be able to turn this farm on and off. So this is definitely what I want. I kind of want this space down here to just feel like a bit of a mine, something built into the terrain around it, and I think the problem with this is just the flatness of it. We need to get in here and maybe slope out the top bits a little bit so this pushes away, maybe sort out the roof so it's not so flat, and definitely swap over some of these textures as well. Although I love the idea of plastering this thing with ores from some of the mods where we're not actually going to use the ores, because I've got loads of them in the chest up there, but textures like this would be really good just to throw in and keep it looking a lot nicer. So I'm pleased with where this is going. I patched up all of these bits here as well, so it's all starting to look proper, and down here you can see we have more of our automated farms ready to go. Well, not ready to go, but ready for me to explain what we're going to do. So we've got our crop farms over there. The next two that we're going to do are cactus and sugarcane, and we can use the same principle once again. So we're going to have a ring of sugarcane like this. We're going to have another 8 of these pushing into them and collecting the sugarcane, and then we'll put our vacuum chest somewhere over here like that, because I've changed what we're doing over here. We're only doing 8 now. Sorry, 7. Yes, that's 7 and that's 8. I can count. And that means we can power this block here, which is a chiseled lapis one, and we can connect that to a storage thing or whatever. We might need to power it with redstone as well, which we could also do from underneath that block. So that's now all good. We'll get to that in a bit. And yeah, it's going to be the same thing here. So we'll probably put another lapis block in the middle. By the way, I chose lapis because it's blue and you might expect to see water there. So same kind of thing on this side. We'll hide the blocks around the sugarcane, and yeah, we'll have a torturino in the middle. Now when it comes to the cactus, things are going to be even easier because you can put a string on top of a cactus to stop it growing. I can't remember if this means it harvests or not, but if it doesn't, I'm pretty sure a string like over by 1 block would, or just a regular block there. So what's going to happen is the cactus is going to pop off a drop, and then the vacuum chest will be here in the middle to pick it up. The only thing I don't know is if the action or the act of this thing sucking in the item will like pull it onto the block. So that one we'll have to wait and see what happens really. So a slight change of plans is in order for 2 reasons. First of all, in order to get more of these mechanical users, we need more resonating redstone crystals, which was also useful for something else. You know, doing all this modded stuff, it's really quite difficult because you're always managing a very full inventory, and there's always just so many more things to do at once. Like, something like this actually takes quite a while. And anyway, you can sort of see I've set it up a little bit there. If we go down below, now you'll see how we're going to turn these things on and off. And we'll do this remotely when we craft some remote redstone later on. So this is pretty simple actually. We'll look at this one first. We have a torch here powering this block, which is connected to the vacuum hopper. And then a torch powering the block here, except currently it's unpowered. So what we can do is set that vacuum hopper to work with a signal. So it means this is powering the block, the vacuum hopper is on, and the torturino is on as well. When we do this, we are now no longer powering this block, meaning the vacuum hopper is off, and then the torturino is off as well. So real simple stuff. And then what we have here is a transfer node from extra utilities. I used these a lot in the past, but it seems that they don't interact with stuff from Ender.io, which is what this mod is. So we can't take items out of the vacuum chest, otherwise these would start transporting them down into a chest, which means obviously later on we can put them into a storage system. So that means I'm probably going to have to invest in Ender.io pipes and do it that way, which is something I haven't done before, and it's going to be quite confusing. So we will knock that one on the head for now. What we're actually going to do is go and check out the community base now, because I've done some work over there And I need to go mining to get that resonating redstone crystal. And the place we're going to be digging is in the desert, but not just any desert, the desert where the four of us are teaming up to build our bases. I'm over there, Rendog is off in that direction, straight ahead is Iskal, over to the left is Etho, and we have a central community area which I'm going to build a community mines at. And bam! Check this thing out over here. Doesn't that look cool? This is going to be the building for our central base. And look at this, man. Iskal has been graffitiing up my build already. I haven't even finished it yet and it's already got graffiti on it. Oh, it's going to be a ziggurat. It's going to be a very tall one. You can see this staircase right here. Well, there's going to be 4 staircases in total, and they're going to continuously wrap around each other until they find a central point at the very top, which would technically be the entrance, although we'll probably put in some secret entrances. You can see there's more graffiti going on right here. And this thing is going to be built out of these sandstone blocks. We're going to put in some other textures like this thrown in there as well, just to variate it a little bit. But what we're not going to keep is this wood and this blue stuff right here. This was just something cheap and colourful that I could make. And you know what? I don't like this texture at all. It's very flat. There are just 3 colours. There's no like texture or grittiness or detail. It's a very flat one, so it doesn't fit in very well. We'll change that over for another material later on. Same for the wood as well. So this is going to be the building at the central of all of our bases here in the desert. And you can see it goes pretty high. Right, this is just the first staircase. This one's going to turn off in this direction and continue going upwards eventually. But I'll keep you informed on this. What we're going to do right now is start off the community mine, and I was going to put it at the very center of the ziggurat, which I believe is right in the middle of all of this stuff as well. In fact, before we do that, something else I wanted to mention. I've got some toast here. Trying this out as food. I don't know if it's any better than bread, but bread's nice and easy to get hold of. So what you do is you craft your bread, and then you can just chuck some into a furnace and you can cook it up into toast. Love that echoing sound. And this is kind of safe, isn't it? Where are we at? 13. Let's go down 3 more. This will be the bottom of our mine. We can see the fret below us, but if lava starts creeping out of the side, we might be in trouble. But anyway, that seems to work. At the bottom here, we're going to put down some of this stuff that you can bounce up and down of, so no fall damage when you come down from the top, and we'll have... Well, I was going to say we'll have a ladder to get back up, but actually it's not true. We're going to be building something else. Holding down shift does not work. That's really annoying. Yes, holding down shift doesn't work on this. Anyway, that's there to reduce fall damage, although I imagine all of us will have our slime boots on most of the time, but just in case you forget, you got that as a backup. Diamonds, diamonds, diamonds. Lots of diamonds. I like this place already. And there's some more down there. I didn't even notice those ones. Amazing. What a find. So, do you remember that fantastic mod, Chisel and Bits? This thing right here, the iron chisel. We can use it to remove a section of the block. Let's count, because that's 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. You've got to pay very close attention here, because if we get 8, we have now removed half of the block. And if you played this game before, you know you can step up onto a half slab, which is half a block, which means we can zip up that block very quickly. So instead of a ladder, I'm thinking what we should do is something like this. Let's ride it up. Bam! Like that, we go straight up there. That is seriously cool, right? And it's only taken me a few minutes to throw together. However, we've only done the beginning bit of this. If we go up here actually and place down another one, you will see that we've got a fair way to go. Actually, I think that's not even half the blocks, so this thing could be like double, and in the time it takes you to walk forward over a single block, you'd go up by like 16, which is really, really fast. And yes, some of you are going to tell me, oh, what about that block in this mod that's really amazing and does it all better than you can imagine? There probably is something better than this, but I like it. I'm just having fun with what's available at the moment. So what we're going to do is draw a region like that, and to mark where we are, we will do just that bit for now. Come down again, and then, oh, can I get the rest of this? Is that going to be okay? 7 and 8. So we knocked that back behind the one below it by 1. We counted down from the top by 8. So each one is 8 pixels, and away you go. Really cool stuff. So up the zipper we go. Bam. And then when you get to this bit, you need a new block, and that is really fast. Let's just compare that to going up the ladder, actually. And then, Really, really slow in comparison. We're not going to keep this here, though. If you look all the way up to the top, you can't really see it, but it comes under one of Iskal's contraptions. And also, it means this thing is sort of over to the side. So if ever we want to do something symmetrical up top, this could potentially be in the way. So we're going to put it over here, where I've now sort of dug out the next bit. And what we're going to try and do is clone all of these. Now, this is a negative chisel design. This is the recipe. You get your bucket back when you're done crafting it. And we shall remove some things from our inventory because there are 8 steps in total, which means we're going to need 8 lots of these. And I haven't done this before, by the way. We're kind of experimenting a little bit. So what we should be able to do is click on the first one, like that. We've made a copy of it. By the way, we've got 45 bone blocks there. And then we place it... Oh, shift click. Ah, it doesn't like that, does it? Do we need the bone blocks on our inventory? No. Do we need the chiseled bag on our inventory? So you got to have a chisel in your hotbar to do this. The bottom one's been done. Now we're going to go along one by one and click all of these. It shouldn't be too difficult really because we're going to hit our head on the one that we need to click on. Yes, this is going to be very easy. Now we've arrived at the next one, so we go back to the beginning, click that, and yeah, just keep making our way through all the way to the top. Now there is a ton of these things lying around causing some serious frame rate issues for me. Oh, no, that's very bad. Why is there a creeper down there? Why? Why did you choose to go down there, eh? No, run away. Oh. That could have ended very badly. Let's get it right this time. Yes, it's dead. Whoa, there's the lag. There's loads of it down here. This is so weird, the things that you see when you play modded Minecraft. Right, let's get rid of all of that. Nope, there's still more. Seems to be an infinite amount coming from up here. There we go. It's time to ride this thing all the way to the top. Get your stopwatches ready. That's amazingly fast. Actually, to be fair, it's not super duper fast, but it's really fun to ride. And I am really happy with that. That is so cool. Look at this thing in my hand right here. It is a toasted sandwich, and it takes up a ridiculous amount of space on the screen. If you craft 2 pieces of toast together, you get this. If you hold down shift, you'll see that it shows you the saturation. So this has 8 and 1.2. Regular toast has 7 and 1.2, so it's slightly better, but look at how much space it takes up on the screen. That is a strange reason to not want to use food, but it is kind of irritating. Anyway, I've got some goodies to show you because we went to the Nether in a live stream. The plan was just to do some regular mining, build up some resources, and we ended up in the Nether because we wanted to craft this thing right here, which is called an angel ring. Aha, and this will allow us to fly. But check it out. It says grid power 0/0. Some people have been telling me that we need power to use it. Some people have been telling me that we don't. And I was thinking about the mechanical user because that's where we last saw that message of grid power 0/0. And I think it means it's actually been disabled. So with this, we might be able to just fly around like it were a jetpack. You know, creative mode flying, which is really cool. So the recipe looks sort of simple, but you've got to capture some mobs. We have to capture a bat. And also, we have to capture a ghast as well. Here's the other thing. In order to get this cursed lasso, you need one of these, which drops from a wither skeleton. Now, if you've not seen the lasso before, this is nice and easy to make. It costs XP when you craft it, and you can use it to basically walk up to an animal, right-click on it, and pick it up. And you've got to do that with both a bat and a ghast. So we haven't done the bat yet, but we did manage to do the ghast. So we did a live stream, we went into the Nether, we got all of these things and tons of loot. It was a really great stream. If you want to see it, I'll put a link in the description box down below to that. It's on the second channel, just in case I forget the link. So look at the goodies that we got. Tons of lapis, 2 stacks of diamonds, we got over a stack of emeralds, we got some ardite and cobalt ore, which is actually the reason I went into the Nether originally, and tons of other goodies that we're going to have to investigate. An illumination wand, ender shears, I've already got me some of those, soul bead, pink rune, salamander's eye, all of this stuff sounds fantastic. And we got a lava charm as well. I'm just going to plop that into my inventory quickly and check it out. We got the cursed lasso. So I ran into a ghast, it spawned in front of me, and when I tried to grab it, it says its health had to be below 6. So that made it very difficult to bring its health down a little bit and then capture it again, but we managed to do it. And that means all we need now is the bat. So you may have noticed on my hotbar there that we've got some extra little markers above the armor. That is from this thing right here. If this is in your inventory, I believe it means you can go into lava or be on fire and take less damage overall, although I haven't figured out the ins and outs of that one yet. Anyway, what we're going to do now is go back over to the desert, do some more mining, hopefully encounter a cave, and I'm going to take this golden lasso with me, and we're going to try and get a bat, so we can finally fly. There they are, there they are. Hi, hold down right click. Can I get you? There's loads of them here. Oh my goodness me, why can't I pick... Wait, I am picking it up. Oh, I'm being such a derp right now. Click once. Hi, got you. Wow, amazing. Whoa! So I have been walking down here. I figured rather than going all the way over to the desert, if we have a look in this place, there are plenty of dark patches for mobs to spawn, but they don't show up on the minimap down here. Now, passive mobs show up on the surface, but hostile mobs show up in the caves, so there were no bats, and when I walked back after going all the way down there, there were a few of them. Let's go and craft this thing, and let's fly into the sky. Well, here we go. There it is, the angel ring. And where in our inventory are we supposed to put it? Somewhere in here? Hi? No? Well, I have the rings just by it being in my inventory, and it feels like if I double tap space, that they go up a little bit. If I hold it down, we jump. If I double tap, you see them twitch. So I believe that after all that, it does actually need power, because we're flying a little bit, but that's it. It also says uses 32 grid power, so I've got to investigate that, I guess. So, Cubfan is letting me try this teleportation wand. It makes an amazing noise as well. That is seriously cool. It's literally to wherever I'm pointing to, right? So what if I point all the way over there? That's pretty far. I think actually I didn't go as far as I was looking. Let's go over here and then teleport back. Cubfan's probably wondering what I'm up to now. So we're pointing inside the house. And yeah, look at that. You can only go so far. That is... very cool. Careful aiming upwards. Oh, I didn't bounce. That was not expected. So back here at the community mine, I decided to make things look a little bit nicer. And we put in all of this, what is it called again? Hardened stone. I really like that texture, but it was, to be fair, probably a bit of a waste of time. But it does look nice. And opposite to our exit, we have well, not a crafting bench, crafting station, that's the one. I was thinking a tool forge down here, maybe a couple of chests with some food in each of these little sections. Might be a good idea to make your mining trips nice and convenient. And let's ride it again because it's amazing. I'm sprinting my way up here now. I love this. Oh, look at us go. Amazing. Wow. And that is going to be it for this episode of Hermitcraft. If you have enjoyed it, please do leave a like. I hope you enjoyed the adventures we got up to this one. And next episode, we should be taking on the Ender Dragon, which is going to be very different in the modded scenario, of course. So yes, that is it from me this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.